Hello to all of you, another exciting episode of Match Point by Dr. Adnan. We are going towards the end of the Asia Cup. Asia Cup cricket was the one tournament Pakistan was eyeing since the last 2 decades. I mean, in the 80s, in the early 80s, in the era of great Imran Khan, great Javed Miandad, Mohsin Hassan Khan, and those were the days when the Pakistan was struggling in this very tournament. A part of the success in the Sharjah, Dubai, in India, in Pakistan, around the globe, but Pakistan was struggling in this very format. And once again we saw Pakistan struggling in this very format again in the Asia Cup. Whether you go in the 20 overs match or whether you go into the 50 overs match. And this time result remained the same. If I go back, dating back to the 1984, if I go back to the history, the shortest format of the game, when those were the days of the test cricket, Pakistan made Sunil Gavaskar and Kapil Dev team out on 125, and then Pakistan collapsed after the great Imran Khan spells. Mohsin Hassan Khan, Javed Miandad and the company of the Pakistani top batting lineup including Zahir Abbas on the flat track with a dead Indian pace, with a zero pace, with an average speed of 80 kilometers per hour. Pakistan crashed to the 85 runs and Pakistan lost that great match in the Asia Cup. Since those days, Pakistan team started struggling, and then the days came when the Moin Khan's Pakistan back in 2000 they came, and then they beat finally the finalist, the opponents in the final, and winning the Asia Cup for the first ever time in the year 2000 when the new millennium came. And then came the era of a great Misbahul Haq when Pakistan team winning the Asia Cup back in 2012. Elsewise, Pakistan was a big flop in this version of the cup and this version of the game, and the same happened in the 2018. Very unfortunate news for all the Pakistani viewers who are watching over the show. These feeds are going for the match point, and the latest update is that Pakistan team is out of the Asia Cup. Indian way is open and India is there for another glory and to pick another cup if they beat team Bangladesh, who has beaten Pakistan again in a one-sided game. Pakistan's body language was never in the game. They were never in this Asia Cup right from the beginning. If I see when the Pakistan's first game against the arch rivals, Pakistan got the second chance, and I'm so sorry and I'm so regret that I made the I commented on this in the pre-Asia Cup show that we are going to have a mini India-Pakistan series, but it is so unfortunate because of the paper effort made by me for the 3 Pakistan-India mini series. The third match is not going to happen on the Friday because Bangladesh has replaced Pakistan. So first of all, telling you about the match, what happened. The match against Bangladesh, Pakistan was in a death game. This was the virtual semi-final. Pakistan had to win the game at any cost, and this was the day to create a virtual hero from the Pakistan. The days when Salim Malik was batting in the Calcutta, great Javed Miandad was showering his batting in the Melbourne, Imran Khan was doing and saving the match savior in the Adelaide, Wasim Akram a savior in the Nehru Cup. So big innings we were seeing from the top order batting lineup. As I predicted yesterday in the pre-match show early morning, I gave the news to all the North American over followers that if Pakistan have to win this game against Bangladesh, Pakistan need to fire from the top. If Pakistan doesn't fire from the top, Pakistan cannot win the game. जंग ऊपर से लड़ी जाती है, जंग नीचे से नहीं लड़ी जाती. If Pakistan need to win the game, just like the Champions Trophy Grand Finale back in 2017, Fakhr will have to score. If Fakhr doesn't score, Babar Azam or Imam or the top batting lineup will have to score. Needed the badly to partnership. Just you see oppositely, if you look upon the Bangladesh whole team didn't go to the double figures. The top batting lineup was flopped badly. in the beginning, and they were trapped very beautifully by the Pakistani pace. But later on, the partnership between Mushfiqur Rahim and the Mithol, who both made 50s, and Mushfiqur was unlucky that he finished finally on 99 and he got trapped into the nervous 90s. So we were seeing that even trapping in the nervous 90s, and the Mithol was trapped on the 60, two big scores from the Bangladesh, and you look on the scorecard, flat scorecard against the Pakistani pace, and nothing they did, a very modest total which you can say, and might be the likes of the Indian team who are the batting Masturio, or the English team who are having a long tail until number 11 when the James Anderson come. If English team had to chase this game, I bet that the Indian version or the English version of this Pakistani team, if it would have been present by virtue of some means, they would have chased this match in 25 to 30 overs. This was the match, and this was the stamina of the Bangladesh. But some words for the Bengali bowlers. Mehdi Hasan trapped very beautifully the Pakistani batsman Mehdi Hasan, and then Mushraful Murtaza did the splendid job. As I told in the pre-match review early morning yesterday, that you need to check this man and the Mehdi Hasan. These young guns are very dangerous, and they are going to trip any day for Bangladesh against any opposition. And in the given opposition, if I tell you in this Asia Cup, regret to say for the Pakistan fans that the Pakistan batting lineup is the most fragile batting lineup of this Asia Cup. That's why you lost the game. The other thing, the main concern which I highlighted in the pre-match show, again I will highlight the Pakistan bowling. Over the years, Pakistan batting was, even when the batting mysterios were with us, the team of 1980s, the team of 90s, even then Pakistan was never piling up 300 runs or 400 runs. We never saw the 400 runs. We never saw 300 plus runs very frequently. The only strength was this: when Pakistan was doing or making 125, 135, Pakistan's strength was the death bowling, which was ruining any other opposition, any given opposition at that time, even until late 90s and early 2000. But this time the problem was this, that bowling was also not clicking. This is the dilemma which we saw in the Asia Cup. Pakistan suffered because this is the first time Pakistan, who is famous over the decades for their death bowling, Pakistani bowlers and pacers were struggling. Amir, I guess he is towards the advanced age, or he is towards the end of the career. I don't know what, but his form is declining day by day. His pace is declining. And the main over your trump card was Mohammad Amir, because Mohammad Amir, the swing he was producing in the beginning and the movement with the ball he was doing, he was making Rohit Sharma unbusy and always pressurized whenever he faced Rohit Sharma. This was the first time ever I saw that versus Amir, Rohit Sharma and Shikhar Dhawan were not under any kind of given pressure in this very Asia Cup. And the game, we say, clash of titans, India versus Pakistan. And if we leave apart Amir of the declining age, as he is heading towards the might be the so-called end of the career, still he has a lot of potential and a game ahead of us. I was disappointed with a great Hassan Ali. Hassan Ali is the one man who generates energy for the team Pakistan, who generates energy for his teammates, who generates energy for his counterpart who is bowling from the other end. But we saw Hassan Ali coming in a second spell, as Hassan Ali is not liking to open the bowling, and Hassan Ali it's been told that Hassan Ali is telling his captain that I don't want to open the bowling, I will come in a second spell. But in the second spell we also saw that Hassan Ali didn't move the ball. There was no movement in the ball, no help in the pitch, but same was vice versa for the Jasprit Bumrah, Bhuvi and Mushfiqur Rahim and Rubail Hussain, or you say Mehdi Hasan, all was same. Shadab Khan, who's also the trump card magic man for the Pakistan after Saeed Ajmal, also couldn't do much variation with the ball. Also he trapped with his googly brilliantly Indian skipper Rohit Sharma, but in this match also he struggled. He is overall struggling. Nawaz is not, we have seen, I have noticed that he is not acclimatized himself to the format of the game. Nawaz is still, was not regularly getting these games, a part of the Kotak Gladiators, so he was not in that rhythm which I was expecting. Fahim Ashraf, if you say, or the other fellow, these were also struggling. Struggling in the sense that they were not generating the pace. Pakistan is famous for the pace. Pace was not generating, no movement in the air, no movement on the pitch, no help in the trapping the batsmen in front of the wickets, and no help for the bowlers as far as Pakistanis are concerned. So that's why your opposition scored in every game. And a part of that, today they have brilliantly performed in the bowling. A part of these two, one partnership of Mushrifi and Mithol. Otherwise, Pakistan was terrific, but the batsmen had to do their duty. So it's again, it's arguable that you took Azhar Ali out. Might be Azhar's presence should be included in the team. Azhar is the one who is the main anchor in the Champions Trophy. So someone need to anchor the innings. When Ramiz Raja opens, someone like Mansoor Akhtar or Mudassir Nazar needed to anchor the innings at that time. Someone when opening from like Saeed Anwar, Amir Suhail was there to anchor the role. So one has to anchor the give the anchor role, and one has to go for the strike. A part of this big responsibility on the shoulders of Imamul Haq, but Imam was under immense pressure. Today was the day when Imam was going to be a new hero of Pakistan. These are the times when heroes have been made for your country, but unfortunately new heroic didn't come from the Pakistan side. Pakistan lost the crunch game. Pakistan lost the game of death. In the previous 12 outings, Pakistan has never lost the game to Bangladesh. Bangladesh was never able to beat Pakistan in a death game. This is the first ever time when Bangladesh beat Pakistan in a death game. A part of the Chittagong game, a part of the Dhaka game, when Pakistan was playing over there, Pakistan beat them in the virtual finals and in the pool game, I mean in the group game. But this time Pakistan was not able to beat Bangladesh. We have lot more to say about the fielding coach and lot more to say regarding the India versus Afghanistan, which was the thriller. But here is the time of the short commercial break. When I will come back from a commercial break, we will discuss India versus Afghanistan, and we will give the end to the fielding coach of Pakistan, that what's going on in the Pakistan camp. And of course we will go to the killer factor. Killer factor, not one, might be two killer factors are coming. So get ready, stay tuned to the Match Point. You are watching Match Point by Dr. Adnan, and you can follow me on the Greatest Empire USA Facebook, YouTube page, and I will be right back. Welcome back after the break. You are watching Match Point. So we are discussing the dilemma of how Pakistan lost to the Bangladesh. So as I was telling you about the Pakistan, that Pakistan was unable to stabilize the batting lineup. As I told that irrespective of what was happening in the 80s and 90s, again this continuation was till the current date. But the greatest dilemma that the Pakistan bowling was not clicking. So the other concern, the third concern now, which we didn't mention in the first part, is the fielding. Fielding is the one debacle where we need a lot of debate. You lost 2015 in the famous Wahab spell quarter-final against Aussies, when the Watson was against the Wahab Riaz, and we remember that very spell, that what Rahat Ali did when he did a trap for Shane Watson. So again, making a trap for the bowling lineup and then doing like this on the boundary, it kills your instinct. These are the instincts which are lifting the team, and these are the instincts which are lifting the team India's spirits in the game we saw against Pakistan. If you remember that game, what happened over there, Shaheen Shah Afridi, who knows if Shekhar Dhawan and Rohit Sharma would have caught earlier. If you go back to the 2011 World Cup semi-final in Mohali, the greatest ever match and the top level cricket match, in the greatest heights of the match, when the semi-final was the one where Pakistan dropped the batting mystery duo at that time, Sachin Tendulkar, for the 5 times. So this was these are the worries and concerns which Pakistan need to improve. We were thinking that Steve Rickson have done a lot for Pakistan and put a new life in the Pakistan team, putting the new spirits in the Pakistan team. But unfortunately, Steve Rickson departs and Grant Bradburn, another Kiwi, came. But the Grant Bradburn having a horrific start. I will say you are a horrible start. If I have a stats for you that the new fielding coach since have come, Pakistan have caught only 4 catches, including the dolly one, and the one dolly catch was dropped, which was dropped on the short mid-on by the Imam, and that was also the crunch point of the match versus the arch rivals India. And Pakistan have dropped overall in these 3 games against the minorities like Afghanistan, who were the babies of Pakistan, who have learned cricket over the years of the Pakistan in the 80s. These were the boys who were in the streets of Pakistan to learn cricket, and they were able to beat Pakistan, and eventually they were beating the Pakistan and then avoiding courtesy of Shoaib Malik heroic innings, but none at the end got the Pakistan's end. And so the Grant Bradburn success rate was overall 30%. So this is such a bad assignment for him. I don't know what he will do and how they will recover, and what Mickey's brain is going, where Mickey's brain is going, what he is gonna do with the fielding of Pakistan. But these are the ground facts which I told you. Fakhr has played now 18 innings in the international cricket in the Asia without 50. So clearly we saw on the sluggish pitches of the Pakistan, whether UAE, Dubai or Abu Dhabi, where ball is not turning, coming slow to the bat, Fakhr is unable to play. And if you give him the same ground like Hampshire, like Oval, Manchester, where the balls are coming quickly, rising to the chest, Fakhr is good at that. Even in the net practice we have seen, when the batting coach was practicing with him, he was giving him and the bucks on the head of lifting the ball in the air. And Fakhr has been doing the same which he has been not to do, and he has been told 1,000 times in the net, and we have seen in lot of videos, and I have shown you in the previous match point videos. So basic purpose now, he needs to learn how to score in UAE, which is supposed to be the home of Pakistan. All the Asia Cup teams, if I summarize, this is the team. Team Pakistan, team of Shaheens was the team which was capable of doing the stuff which other teams can do, because this was their alternate home, and no other team has the experience of more than the team Pakistan, what they are doing in the alternate home for over 3 decades. And if I say after 2000, so might be their more pure home, where they have played more cricket than the Pakistans. Pakistan 202 for 9, the third instance in 2018 where the team batting all out in 50 overs without getting all out. So this was not forgivable. In such modest total where Pakistan need to win the match easily, Pakistan couldn't do even not losing all the wickets while chasing a target of less than 250. This happened in the history of cricket only once back in the Asia Cup, or even in the whole Asia. Last time it happened, that was March 2012, when Misbahul Haq's Pakistan winning the Asia Cup in style, and Mirpur, this happened to the Bangladesh team who got all out, who couldn't achieve the score without losing all the wickets. So this was the second time this happened. If Pakistan versus Bangladesh, if I look upon the ODIs, overall stats 1986 to 2014. As I told you yesterday in the pre-show, that Pakistan beat them in the trot more than dozen of times, the Bengali opposition, in the last decade. But 1986, if I go from the days of Dilip Mendes and days of Radhatunga until 2014, they played 32 games, and would you believe, Bangladesh winning 1 game and Pakistan beating 31 on the trot to Bangladesh. This was the penalty which Bangladesh was paying. 25 of those matches were won in a succession, and Bangladesh was never able to achieve anything near to the team Pakistan. 2015 onwards, if I go, they played 4 games, Pakistan won 0 game, and would you believe, Bangladesh outclassed Pakistan on the at the 4 grounds in the 4 different parts of the world, and Pakistan lost the game, the all 4 on the trot. And now there is a time for the killer factor. Bring the music on, we will see our team. So killer factor is regarding India versus Afghanistan, and soon we are going to discuss the India versus Afghanistan game. In the match of the minnows and the big guns, I mean India versus Afghanistan, Ravindra Jadeja was there to score 1 run for the India to win a game, but India lost the game. In fact, they draw the game, but in the cricketing terms, they lost the game against the minnows, which they should have won. But here is the interesting story of this killer factor. Ravindra Jadeja has batted in the 50th over while chasing. This happened twice. I should not forget, and you should not forget, that I should say Sir Jadeja. Sir Jadeja batted in the 50th over only 2 times in the history of Indian cricket. There were only 2 times when he was on the run, he was on the chase, and the game was in 50th over. Would you believe that in these 2 times there were both the tie for the India? India never able to win the game in this last dead over when Ravindra Jadeja needed to score a single for India. This happened versus Afghanistan yesterday when India tied a game in the Asia Cup where Afghanistan was already out of the business and India was on the net practice, but India equalized the game. And the other game was back in 2012 in the home of New Zealand, where Pakistan winning the 1992 World Cup semi-final. Yes, you are right. The ground was Auckland, in the great Auckland. This happened in 2012, and against the last batsman and the last ball to face from the India was Ravindra Jadeja. If I go now to the overall balls, Mahendra Singh Dhoni was ridiculing Ravindra Jadeja and telling that if we need 2 runs and if we have 2 balls, he will finish the game on the second last ball of the game by taking 2 runs. But if we are on the death ball and we are on the last ball, and if you need to score the 1 run, he will never make the 1 run. So this was the history, and this was it from the match point for killer factor. And now I will have to tell you something for the Afghanistan. Afghanistan spirits were up, and we need to praise the team, how they played the match against the other rivals of the Asia, how they played against India, how they played against Pakistan. And Pakistani batsmen, believe me, they should learn the game from them. Minnows who have learned seeing Pakistan cricket, who have learned from the streets of Pakistan, they were on the swing, and Pakistani batsmen are really need to follow what Shehzad was doing and what they were doing. If you see how they continued playing right from the start of the cup, it was commendable. They are one of the country who has risen through the ranks. Good batting, how they fielded, and then the impressive bowling from one and the only Rashid Khan, and he proved himself that it's not a fluke, that why he is being said as a number 1 bowler of the ODIs, and he is the number 1 bowler of the ODIs. What a superb performance of Afghanistan Asia Cup, and they could have literally won all 5 games, believe me, and they will be such a mature nation when the next Asia Cup will come. Believe me, this Asia Cup facing Afghanistan will not be easy. Please take on my words. I'm not saying don't take my words. Take on my words, and this Afghanistan is going to give you a real tough fight. Smashing Sri Lanka by 91 runs, thrashing Bangladesh by 136 runs, throwing Sri Lanka, the champions of the Asia Cup, 4 times champions, out of the Asia Cup. Narrowly lost to Pakistan by 3 wickets, 3 balls only left. Lost to Bangladesh in the death overs of the game in the Super 4 only by the 3 runs, and then tied the game with India. So this is a huge achievement by them. Pakistan against India, what was the score? 162. And Mohammad Shehzad against India, it was 124. Would you believe? He told how to bat on these pitches, how to take the ball on the chest, how to hook towards the leg side, how to make the crunchy shots and pulls towards the offside. He is the one who made Pakistan like a think tank, made them to think how to bat in the home of Pakistan, Sharjah. It was not the Afghanistan's home, it was the Pakistan's alternate home, but Shehzad took the advantage like as it was his home game. Mohammad Shehzad at the end said the game versus India that he was not happy with the result. He wanted to win the game for Afghanistan and he's very tired. He also said that he was very tired during the game because of the 40° and 42° centigrade temperature. Humidity was too much, cramps were coming to him, the quadricep muscles were giving him the tension and he was unable to run. At the time his tummy was also aching, he told. So it was all happening because of the heat and the dehydration. So he said that it should be a easy environment for the cricket and he was all under stress, but he told that at the end of the game he was knowing that the tomorrow is a flight, everything he has to do for Afghanistan is now. This was in his mind before going to pad for against India, and he told that only my aim was see the ball and hit the ball and it should be vanished from the ground, and rest you know how he executed and what he did. Highest individual scores for Afghanistan in the ODI, if I go, 131 for the Mohammad Shehzad, but not in this very game. It was made by him earlier. He is the earlier hero and the ever shining hero from the Afghanistan. 131 not out at the in the Dubai, but not the same ground, but in the Sharjah he made versus Zimbabwe in 2015, and then 129 Neroz Mangal he made versus UAE in the Dubai in the ICCA match 2014, and then Mohammad Shehzad made versus India one day back 124, and then again versus Canada there was a game in 2010 when the Canadian team came for the ICCA tournament in the Sharjah, and there he smashed Canada around every corner of Sharjah at 118. So Usman Ghani also in the Bulawayo against Zimbabwe in the 2014 main 118. So just see in the 6 top successive list, Shehzad has did it his style in 3 attempts. 3 occasions he have made it, he let it happen for Afghanistan. So he is the key to success to Afghanistan, as I told you in the pre-match show, that if Afghanistan has to win the match, Shehzad has to fire. And as I told that today if Pakistan had to win the match from Bangladesh, Fakhr, Imam and Babar Azam, among these 2 need the partnership. If there will be no partnership, Pakistan will never win the game. If you say that the Islamabad United man number 6, he will win a match for you, he will never win a match for you, because he never saw the pressure of building the game. He can't build the game. He can only slog in those overs, but he cannot build the game for Pakistan. Mohammad Shehzad's century is the first versus India, and by the any batsman. If I go towards the overall nations, so might be you are not knowing, but I may tell you that Pakistan is the team which has made 100 knocks. 40 tons have been made against India. This is maximum by any team. And second team is overall Australia, which has made 39 knocks. 3900 versus Team India. And on the third slot, it is Team Sri Lanka, which has made 3700s against India. And last but not the least, Bangladesh with the 200s. And now in this list, Afghanistan landed with a courtesy of Mohammad Shehzad with 100. A strange comment from the MS Dhoni came. I was very surprised. He should not have said. He's a mature man. But Dhoni said that that we lost the game because we were not playing for the full potential, and we were handicapped because of the rest of the players, and some of the players were doing rest. भाई मेरे, आपको हमने तो नहीं कहा था कि आप रेस्ट कराएं. नाच ना जाने आंगन टेढ़ा. Indian team giving the false statements instead of managing these things and digesting this thing, that Afghanistan played well and outsmart them in all departments of the game. He is giving lame excuses, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, that we were not up to potential and our second string was playing. But this is not right, and I don't agree. Why I don't agree? Because I will tell you, because in this team, Dhoni's favorite 4 batsmen and 4 players were like this, who were playing with him in the IPL in Chennai Super Kings. And it was at the will of Dhoni that they should play this game. Who were those? Dhoni, Suresh Raina, Jadeja, Ashwin and Mohit Sharma. They were playing with him in the Chennai Super Kings. They were playing in the IPL. They were having a good rhythm. All are the world-class players. and he is blaming that Indian team was not at his full potential. So this is totally disgusting and wrong. I don't agree with this. And anyhow, and even then, these 5 players, I'm telling you, this franchise, this is not like this that they played for once. They have such a strong rhythm. Sir Ravindra Jadeja and Rohit Sharma and all these players, along with Suresh Rana, although he was not the part of the Asia Cup, they played in this franchise, Chennai Super Kings, from 2013 to 2015. In between, they played 16 matches. And now he is saying that they are not at the full potential. This was his team in the Chennai Super Kings, with which he was even winning the finals of the IPL. These are the key men who won a game for him in the Chennai Super Kings and also become the 2 times finalist in those times. So you can't say this is a B team. This is not a club team, but Afghanistan outsmarted India in this very game. The spinners defending them less than 10 runs if I go in the last over in a tight game. This was the crunch factor of the match point. That Rashid Khan and his beauty, he defended 7 runs for Afghanistan. When it happened only 3 times in the history of cricket over 100 years. First time when it happened, it was Keith Atherton. 6 runs needed versus Australia. Georgetown was the ground, and 1999 was the year when Keith Atherton saved the game for West Indies. Rashid Khan now with a 7 runs saved the match versus India in Dubai in Asia Cup 2018. Andre White versus Zimbabwe. He won a match for West Indies with 9 runs to defend back in the Kingston, Jamaica Oval back in 2007. So, tight games for India. I think we will go for that, but we will have to go for a short commercial break, and when I will come back, we will fold the match point. We will go towards the end, and I will tell you the killer factor, and I will tell you what happens next when Bangladesh meets India in the grand finale of the 2018 Asia Cup. So you are watching Match Point. You can follow me on the Greatest Empire USA on the Facebook pages and the YouTube pages, and I will take a very short break and I will be right back. Welcome back after the break. We have to go towards the end of the show, but before going to the end of the show, we will tell you about the grand finale, which is going to be happen on this very Friday, in which India will take on now the Bangladesh. Previously also they have done lot of times, but India has again opportunity to beat their second arch rivals again on this very ground, because India has never beaten them on this very ground. They are part of this, they have beaten them in Asia, but not on this very ground. So the key to success for India, again their skipper leading from the front, the Rohit Sharma, who is playing and hitting sixes over leg side so effortlessly that you can't imagine. I have never seen someone playing in Dubai Stadium and Sharjah Stadium playing so effortlessly and hitting the sixes over the both sides of the ground. With the immense power he is having, and with a straight same fixture and with the same position, same posture, how he glances towards the leg side, this is the beauty of Rohit Sharma. Second man, key to success is again Shikhar Dhawan. Shikhar Dhawan is in such a nice run that if you go on the test cricket, if you go on the T20 and if you go on the ODI, right now his average is exceeding 47 in all departments of the game, all formats of the game. In this very format, he is lying now above 56%. He is the key to success. If I go to the bowling machine, India, who was always crying for their bowling machines because they were never having that depth which Pakistan was having, but right now I can say openly that right now the Indian bowling lineup is one of the best in this Asia Cup. Why I said this? Bhuveshna Kumar, the master of the swing, as I have seen the movement on the dead pitch of Dubai, he is moving the ball on the on as well as off the off. And if you go towards the Jasprit Bumrah, he is putting the Yorkers at his will. This is so astonishing that this is unbelievable, and this has been This is the beauty of IPL. This is how we learn that why PSL, IPL, Caribbean League, why they are important. This man, Jasprit Bumrah, who is practicing Yorkers along with the KKR, along with the Wasim Akram, the Mysterio from the Pakistan, he has learned the immense ability to producing Yorkers in the death overs of the game. In the current modern era of cricket, if there is no one, there is no contemporary who can meet the beauty of Jasprit Bumrah when it comes to the Yorkers. So he will be the key to success for India. Now if coming to the Bangladesh, again I will say that the young gun, 17 years old, Mehdi Hassan will be the main crunch factor for the Bangladesh. If Bangladesh have to win the game, this man Mehdi Hassan will have to perform in the grand finale. And then Mushraful Murtaza, as I told you, Mushraful Murtaza has to perform, and Mushraf and Mehdi Hassan will have to strike along with the Rubel Hassan. And this time again we are seeing that the one key striker, the old Karachi Kings fellow and the Multan Sultans and the Kolkata Knight Riders, Shakib Al Hasan is not clicking because of his hamstrings. If Bangladesh has to go to the commanding position somewhere between 280 and 300 to give the tough fight to the India, Shakib will have to perform in the grand finale. If Shakib doesn't perform, Bangladesh will be under immense pressure. Key to success, another man will be Tamim. Tamim is the one who is not performing, a part of his injuries and lagging behind. Tamim is the one who needs to perform, and Bangladesh needs a solid innings from the top, and then the rest is easy for the batsmen. And of course we saw Mushkur Rahim, a big responsibility and now big hopes for him that might be he make 100, as we saw that he was out on the nervous 90s by Shaheen Shah Afridi in today's game. So let's see how he does. So this was for the grand finale. So now at the end of the show, just I want to tell you that this was not the first time that India tied the game against Afghanistan. They started this about 2 decades earlier. First time it was the time in the 1991 in the Perth against West Indies, when in the triangular series with the Australia against West Indies in the Perth in the 1991, they tied the game when the Kapil Dev India couldn't save the match and couldn't win the match, and they had to tie. And then in the Indore, in their home 1993 against Zimbabwe, they tied a crucial game. And then in the Pearl versus Zimbabwe again 97, in the Bengaluru versus England in 2011, they tied the game. That was the famous World Cup game that should have been won by the England, but the England, chasing the huge total of 300 plus, they tied the game with the India. And then versus Sri Lanka at Adelaide Oval in 2012, they tied the game. And then versus New Zealand in 2014 in Auckland, and now finally versus Afghanistan in Dubai in Cricket Stadium 2018, they tied the game. So now time for me to close the show. But before going to close the show, we have to do, and you know what we have to do, bring the music on. So it's a time for the killer factor, something unique I need to tell you with the today's date and where we are standing. We are in North America. So North America, the two important parts of the North America, one is Toronto and one is New York. So what so if Toronto is versus New York? It is the second India-Pakistan rivalry. It is the clash of titles. It is the match of the arch rivals when America plays with Canada. When it happened, what I want to tell you, in the today's date, if I go back to the 2 centuries, 1844 might be something very unique in a killer factor. First ever cricket international game was played today back in the 1844. Most of you would not be knowing, but now you should know that 1844 was the year, and today 26th of September was the date when the first official cricket game was ever played on this universe Earth. If most of you are saying that it was played between England and Australia, it's wrong, my dear, because this is a killer factor. Where it happened at the St. George Cricket Club ground, and that was the match between the New York USA and the Toronto, Canada on the opening day 20K, 20,000 spectators invaded the ground and watched the game, and Canada winning the game by 23 runs on the day 2 of this match. And after this, 32 years after this, the official first test match was played between England and Australia, which we know, but till today, the modern date, we say it Ashes. And interestingly, if I tell you about this game, 12,000 bets were put on this match. As we say that in today's modern games, the bets have been placed, and previously no one was bribed and no one was doing the bets, but this was the worth when the bets were placed on the opening day, and $2 million, if I compare in the today's world and the today era, this was the fund which I compare, which was spent on that very day. So this was it from the match point. Next time when I will come to you, I will bring you a brand new show, and we will be knowing that who has won the grand finale. Either India will be the new Asian champion, or either team Bangladesh will be the new champion. So still lot more to come, and we will see you on the current weekend, our YouTube page and the Facebook page, same as I told you, and you can see the scrolling down the screen, Greatest Empire USA, and I will be right back after the final game, and we will catch you up once again on the same media. Till then, take care and bye bye.